What would you do if the person you trust most kept a life-changing secret from you? Sometimes, the truth behind a hidden act can break your heart and heal it in ways you never expected. Share your thoughts in the comments. The alarm buzzes, and Emily's hand shoots out to silence it. She sits up, rubbing her eyes. The house is still quiet, the first light slipping through the curtains. She glances at the family calendar hanging on the wall, every square filled with color-coded notes. Soccer, parent-teacher night, Brian's late work days, their anniversary circled in red. From the hallway, Sophie's voice rings out. "Mom, I can't find my shoes." Emily calls back. "Check under the couch, honey." She heads to the kitchen, tying her robe, and starts making lunches. The sound of bread being sliced, the fridge door opening, the soft thud of apples in a lunchbox. These are her morning rhythms. Brian walks in, already dressed, phone in hand. He smiles, but his eyes are tired. "Morning, Em." Emily pours coffee, sliding a mug toward him. "Morning. Did you sleep okay?" He shrugs, glancing at his phone. "Yeah, just thinking about work stuff." She watches him for a second, then turns back to the counter. "Big week coming up. Our anniversary's Friday. You didn't forget, right?" Brian grins, setting his phone down. "Of course not. Wouldn't miss it for the world." Sophie bursts in, shoes in hand, hair wild. "Found them. Can I have peanut butter and jelly today?" Emily laughs, ruffling Sophie's hair. "Already packed. Go brush your teeth." Sophie runs off, singing to herself. Brian sips his coffee, scrolling through his phone. Emily glances at him, noticing the way he frowns at the screen. "Is everything okay at work?" He nods, but his answer is quick. "Yeah, just busy. Lots of changes." Emily hesitates, wanting to ask more, but lets it go. She checks the calendar again, making sure nothing has slipped through the cracks. Brian stands, grabbing his bag. "I'll be home late tonight. Don't wait up." Emily nods, her voice soft. "Okay, be safe." He leans in, kissing her cheek. "Love you." "Love you too," she says, watching him go. The door closes, and Emily stands alone in the kitchen. She looks at the calendar, tracing the days with her finger. She feels a small ache in her chest, a sense that something is shifting, but she pushes it aside. Sophie comes back, backpack slung over her shoulder. "Ready, Mom?" Emily smiles, grabbing her keys. "Let's go, kiddo." They head out, the morning sun warming their faces. As Emily locks the door, she hears Brian's phone buzz inside. She peeks through the window. He's standing in the hallway, reading a message. His face lights up, but when he sees Emily watching, he quickly tucks the phone away. Emily's heart skips. She wonders what he's hiding, but tells herself it's nothing. She's always trusted Brian. She has to. The day moves on, school drop-off, lesson plans, grading papers. Emily's mind drifts to Brian, to their anniversary, to the little ways he's changed. She remembers when he used to call just to say hi, when they'd laugh over dinner, when everything felt easy. At home that evening, Emily updates the calendar, erasing a canceled dinner and adding a new work event for Brian. The colors blur together, and she feels the distance growing. Sophie sits at the table, drawing hearts and stars. "Mom, are you okay?" Emily smiles, brushing Sophie's hair back. "Yeah, sweetie, just thinking." Sophie nods, humming to herself, lost in her own world. As the sun sets, Emily stands by the window, watching the streetlights flicker on. The house feels a little colder, a little quieter. She picks up the calendar, running her fingers over the dates, hoping for a sign that things will go back to normal. In the hallway, Brian's phone buzzes again. He glances at it, then at Emily. Their eyes meet for a moment, and he quickly slips the phone into his pocket. Emily looks away, her heart heavy. She wonders if she's imagining things, or if something really is changing between them. She closes the calendar, hanging it back on the wall. The colors are still bright, but the meaning feels different now. A quiet pause settles in the house. A pause filled with questions Emily isn't ready to ask. The house is quiet. The only sound is the steady tick of the hallway clock. Emily lies awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, her mind restless. From the living room, she hears Brian's voice. Low, careful, almost like he doesn't want anyone to hear. Yeah, I got the confirmation today. It's happening next week, Brian says, his tone tense. Emily sits up, straining to catch more. I can't tell Em yet, he continues, his voice barely above a whisper. She's not ready. I want it to be a surprise. Emily's heart pounds. She wonders what's going on. Why is Brian hiding something from her? The next morning, Emily notices little things. Brian's work shirts are new, crisp, and more expensive than usual. When he pulls out his wallet to pay for coffee, she spots extra cash, more than he ever carries. At breakfast, she tries to keep things light. Anything new at work? Emily asks, pouring his coffee. Brian glances away. Just the usual. Meetings, deadlines, nothing exciting. Emily watches him, feeling the distance grow. She tries again. You've been working late a lot. Is something up? He shrugs, sipping his coffee. It's just busy. I'll let you know if anything changes. Emily nods, but her stomach twists. She feels like she's missing something important. Later that day, she finds Brian in the hallway, speaking quietly on his phone. She hears words like promotion and big change, but when she steps closer, he ends the call and smiles at her. Hey, Em, need something? She shakes her head, forcing a smile. Just wanted to see if you wanted tea. He nods, but his eyes dart away. A few days later, Emily helps Sophie with homework at the kitchen table. Brian rushes in, dropping his bag by the door. He's wearing a new tie she's never seen before. Emily notices the price tag still tucked inside the collar. That night, Brian leaves his wallet on the counter. Emily glances inside and sees several crisp $100 bills. She frowns, wondering where the money came from. At dinner, she tries again. Brian, did you get a bonus or something? He looks up, startled. No, just some overtime. Why? She shrugs. Just curious. You've been different lately. Brian laughs, but it sounds forced. You worry too much, Em. On Saturday, the family gathers for dinner at their house. Linda Carter, Brian's mother, brings her famous casserole. Greg Carter, Brian's younger brother, jokes with Sophie about her math homework. As everyone sits down, Linda glances at Brian and smiles. So Brian, any big news from work you want to share? Brian's fork clatters against his plate. Not yet, Mom. Greg grins. Come on, man. Don't keep us in suspense. Emily's going to find out soon anyway. Emily looks from Linda to Greg, her face flushing. What's going on? Linda pats her hand. I'm sure Brian will tell you when he's ready, dear. It's just exciting times at his office. Emily forces a smile, but inside, she feels a sting. She glances at Brian, who just looks down at his plate. After dinner, Emily clears the table alone. She can hear Linda and Greg laughing in the living room, Sophie showing off her latest drawing. She stands at the sink, her hands shaking as she scrubs a plate. A memory flashes. Her parents at the kitchen table, talking openly about bills, plans, even mistakes. Her father's voice. We tell each other everything, Em. That's how we stay strong. Emily blinks back tears, wishing she could feel that kind of trust again. Later, Brian comes in, drying his hands on a towel. "You okay?" She nods, but her voice is small. "I just feel left out." He wraps an arm around her shoulders. "I promise, you'll know soon. I just need a little more time." Emily pulls away gently. "I don't want to be the last to know, Brian. I want to be part of your life." He looks at her, guilt flickering in his eyes. "I know. I'm sorry." That night, Emily sits by the window, watching the streetlights flicker on. She glances at the family calendar, the bright colors now faded in the dim light. She touches a square marked Brian's work event, wondering what it really means. Sophie comes in, her voice soft. "Mom, are you sad?" Emily hugs her. "Just a little, sweetie. Grown-up stuff." Sophie nods, curling up beside her. "You and Dad always figure things out." Emily smiles, but her heart aches. She wonders if she's imagining things, or if everything really is changing. As the house grows quiet, Emily's mind races with questions. She wants to trust Brian, but the secrets are piling up. She wonders if their marriage can survive another surprise. Have you ever felt left out of something important in your own family? How did you handle it? Share your story below. The night deepens, and Emily's curiosity and insecurity grow, fueling a suspicion she can't ignore. The next chapter in their story is just beginning. The rain taps softly on the window as Emily sits at the kitchen table, flipping through her family calendar. She crosses out another dinner with Brian. He texted to say he'd be late again. The calendar, once bright and full, now has scribbles and canceled plans. Emily sighs, feeling the distance grow. Brian walks in, shaking water from his coat. He looks tired, his eyes darting away from Emily's. She tries to keep her voice light. "Rough day?" He nods, dropping his bag by the door. "Yeah, just tired. Work's been nonstop." Emily hesitates, then asks, "Anything new happening at the office?" "You seem different lately." Brian shrugs, heading to the fridge. "Nope, just the usual. Can we not talk about work tonight?" She watches him, frustration bubbling up. "Brian, I'm your wife. I want to know what's going on." He grabs a soda, avoiding her gaze. "I'm just tired, Em. Really." Emily bites her lip, feeling shut out. She wants to trust him, but the secrets are piling up. Later that night, Emily calls her best friend, Tracy Nguyen. Tracy's voice is warm and steady. "You sound stressed, Em. What's up?" Emily sighs, her voice shaky. "It's Brian. He's hiding something. He's never home. And when he is, he won't talk to me. I feel like I don't even know him anymore." Tracy is quiet for a moment. "You know your gut, Emily. If you feel something's off, don't ignore it. You deserve honesty." Emily nods, tears in her eyes. "I just want to believe him, but I can't stop worrying." Tracy's voice is gentle. "Ask him again, and if he still won't talk, maybe it's time to look for answers yourself. You need to know the truth." Emily hangs up, her mind racing. She feels guilty, but that night, when Brian falls asleep, she quietly checks his jacket pockets. She finds a receipt for a fancy restaurant she's never heard of and a business card for a downtown office. Her hands shake as she puts everything back. She glances at Brian, sleeping soundly, and wonders what else he's hiding. The next day, Emily checks his phone while he showers. She feels awful, but she's desperate. She finds a string of texts from a number she doesn't know, just short replies and meeting times. Emily's frustration grows. She feels more alone than ever, surrounded by secrets. Sophie notices the tension. "Mom, are you mad at Dad?" Emily forces a smile. "No, sweetie, just tired." But inside, she's anything but tired. She's angry, confused, and hurt. That evening, Emily stares at the family calendar. The crossed-out events, a reminder of how far apart she and Brian have grown. She wonders if things will ever go back to the way they were. She closes the calendar, her heart heavy. The house feels colder, the silence louder. Emily knows she can't keep pretending everything is fine. Her frustration builds, and she feels more isolated from Brian than ever before. The house is quiet, except for the hum of Brian's laptop on the dining table. Emily walks by, arms full of laundry, when she notices the screen still glowing. She pauses, glancing at the open email window. The subject line jumps out at her. "Congratulations on your promotion." Emily's heart pounds. She sets the laundry down and reads the message. It's from Brian's boss, full of praise and excitement. She scrolls down. There are weeks of emails about new responsibilities, a bigger paycheck, and plans for a celebration at work. Brian walks in, stopping short when he sees her. "Emily, what are you doing?" She turns, her voice trembling. "You got a promotion? You didn't tell me." He looks away, fidgeting with his ring. "I was going to. I had a reason." Emily's anger flares. "A reason? You lied to me, Brian. I asked you over and over, and you just kept dodging. Why would you hide something like this?" Brian's voice is shaky. "It's not what you think. Please, just let me explain." Emily shakes her head, tears stinging her eyes. "You shut me out, Brian. You made me feel like a stranger in my own marriage. I don't even know who you are anymore." He steps closer, reaching for her hand. "Em, please. I didn't want to hurt you. I swear." She pulls away, her voice rising but not shouting. "Then why? Why all the secrets? Why let me feel so alone?" Brian's face crumples. "I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought—" Emily cuts him off, her voice breaking. "You thought what? That I wouldn't care? That I'd be angry? You should have trusted me." Suddenly, Sophie appears in the doorway, clutching her stuffed bear. Her eyes are wide, her voice small. "Are you guys getting a divorce?" Emily's heart shatters. She kneels down, pulling Sophie into her arms. "No, sweetie. We're just having a hard talk. Everything's okay." Brian kneels beside them, his eyes wet. "We love you, Sophie. We're just figuring things out." Sophie nods, but her lip trembles. "I don't want you to fight." Emily hugs her tighter. "We'll be okay. I promise." Sophie heads back to her room, glancing over her shoulder. The silence that follows is heavy. Brian stands, wiping his eyes. "Emily, please, give me one more day. I'll explain everything. I just need to make things right first." Emily looks at him, her heart torn. "One day, Brian. That's all." He nods, relief and worry mixing in his face. "Thank you." Emily stands alone in the kitchen, staring at the laptop. The truth is out, but the answers still feel far away. If you were Emily, would you demand the truth or give your partner space? Why? Let us know in the comments. She closes the laptop, her hands shaking, and waits for the day to end, hoping somehow that Brian's reason will be enough. The house is dark and still. Emily sits on the couch, knees pulled to her chest, the family calendar lying open beside her. Brian enters quietly, a small box in his hands. He looks nervous, his eyes searching hers. He sits down, voice soft. "Emily, I owe you the truth. All of it." She nods, her arms crossed. "I'm listening." Brian takes a deep breath, holding out the box. "I didn't tell you about the promotion because I wanted to do something for you. Something big. I used the extra money to pay off your student loans. All of them. And there's more." Emily's eyes widen. "You... what?" He nods, his voice shaky. "You've carried those loans for years. I know how much they weighed on you. I wanted to lift that burden. She shakes her head, tears filling her eyes. Why didn't you just tell me? Brian looks down, fidgeting with the box. Because I was afraid you'd feel guilty or pressured. I wanted it to be a gift, not a debt. And I wanted to do something else too. He hands her the box. Emily unwraps it, her fingers trembling. Inside is a paintbrush and a shiny key. She stares at him, confused. What's this? Brian smiles, tears in his eyes. It's a key to your art studio. I used the rest of my bonus for a down payment. I found a little place on Main Street. It's yours, Em. You can finally follow your dream. Emily gasps, covering her mouth. Brian, you did all this for me? He nods, his voice breaking. I remember when you gave up painting to help support us. You said it was okay, but I knew it broke your heart. I promised myself I'd give that dream back to you someday. I just wanted to surprise you. I wanted you to feel free. A memory flashes in Brian's mind. Emily, years ago, packing away her art supplies so they could pay the bills. He sees her smile fade, but she never complained. Brian wipes his eyes. I'm sorry I kept it a secret. I thought I was protecting you, but I see now that I just shut you out. I never wanted to hurt you. Emily clutches the paintbrush and key, tears streaming down her face. I don't know what to say. I'm angry you hid this, but I'm so grateful. I can't believe you did all this for me. Brian reaches for her hand. I love you, Emily. I wanted to give you back your dream. I wanted you to know how much you mean to me. She looks at him, her heart full and aching. I love you too, Brian. I just wish you'd trusted me enough to share it. He nods, regret in his eyes. I promise, no more secrets. From now on, we do everything together. Emily hugs him tight, the paintbrush pressed between them. The anger and gratitude swirl inside, her leaving her breathless. She looks down at the key in her hand, hope flickering in her chest. For the first time in years, her dream feels real. The house is quiet, but something new fills the air. A sense of forgiveness, love, and the promise of new beginnings. The morning light spills into the kitchen. Emily sits at the table, the paintbrush and key next to her coffee. Brian stands nearby, shifting his weight from foot to foot. The family calendar hangs on the wall, blank squares waiting to be filled. Brian takes a deep breath. Emily, I know I hurt you. I thought I was doing something good, but I see now how much I left you out. Emily looks at him, her voice shaky. I felt invisible, Brian. I wanted to be part of your life, not just stand on the sidelines. I needed you to trust me, even with the hard stuff. He nods, his eyes full of regret. I was scared. I didn't want to let you down. I thought if I could fix everything myself, you'd be proud of me. Emily sighs, wiping away a tear. I would have been proud no matter what. I just wanted honesty. I wanted to share the ups and downs with you. Brian sits beside her, reaching for her hand. I promise, no more secrets. I want to do this together from now on. She squeezes his hand. We have to talk, even when it's hard. That's the only way we'll make it. There's a soft knock at the door. Tracy steps in, carrying a small bouquet. She smiles gently. I heard the news. You okay, Em? Emily stands to hug her. I'm getting there. It's a lot to take in. Tracy sits, glancing at Brian. Marriage is messy. Sometimes we make choices we think are right, but they hurt the people we love. The only way through it is to be honest, even when it's scary. Emily nods, her voice steadier. I want to move forward, but I need to know we're a team. Brian looks at both women, his voice soft. You are my team. I'm sorry I forgot that. Tracy smiles. You two are stronger than you think. You just have to keep choosing each other. Every day. Emily glances at the calendar, then stands and grabs a marker. She writes in big, bold letters, "Art studio opening, Saturday." She steps back, letting the moment sink in. Brian smiles, pride shining in his eyes. "Ready to see your new space?" Emily nods, her heart lighter. "I'm ready." The calendar, once filled with crossed-out plans, now marks a new beginning. Emily feels hope growing inside her, ready to see what comes next. The car ride is quiet, but the air feels different, lighter, full of hope. Brian glances at Emily, a nervous smile on his face. "Almost there," he says, squeezing her hand. Emily holds the paintbrush and key in her lap, her heart fluttering with nerves and excitement. They pull up to a small building on Main Street. Sunlight pours through big windows. The door, freshly painted blue. Brian unlocks it and leads Emily inside. The studio is bright and open, with white walls and polished wood floors. Sunbeams spill across empty canvases and a sturdy easel. There's a shelf for paints and brushes, a comfy old chair in the corner, and a table set with Emily's favorite flowers. Emily covers her mouth, tears springing to her eyes. "Brian, it's beautiful. I can't believe you did all this." Brian smiles, his voice thick. "You deserve it, Em. I wanted you to have a place that's just yours, a place to dream again." Emily walks around, touching the easel, running her fingers over the shelves. She sees a little note taped to the wall. "For Emily, so you never have to give up your dreams again." She turns to Brian, her eyes shining. "I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me, even when I forgot how." Brian pulls her into a hug. "I love you. I'm sorry for all the secrets. I wanted this to be perfect, but I should have trusted you from the start." Emily hugs him tight. "We'll do better. No more secrets. We're in this together." Just then, the door swings open. Linda and Sophie step inside, arms full of flowers, snacks, and a big box of cookies. Greg follows, carrying a small speaker and a bunch of balloons. Sophie runs to Emily, hugging her waist. "Mom, Dad told me about your new studio. Can I paint with you?" Emily laughs, wiping her tears. "Of course, sweetie. We'll paint together all the time." Linda sets the flowers on the table. "This place is perfect, Emily. I'm so proud of you both." Greg plugs in the speaker, cheerful music filling the space. "Let's celebrate. This is a big day." They spread out snacks and cookies, filling the room with laughter and warmth. Emily watches her family. Brian joking with Greg, Linda arranging flowers, Sophie spinning in the sunlight. She feels a deep sense of peace, the pain of secrets fading into the background. Brian stands beside her, his arm around her shoulders. "I know I made mistakes, Em, but I'll spend every day making it up to you." Emily leans into him, her voice soft. "I forgive you. Thank you for giving me this chance. Thank you for loving me enough to try." They watch Sophie dip a brush into bright blue paint, her giggles echoing off the walls. Emily's heart swells with gratitude. She looks at Brian, her voice full of hope. "Let's promise to always talk, even when it's hard." Brian nods, his eyes shining. "Always. No more secrets, just us together." Linda raises a cookie and a toast. "To new beginnings." Everyone cheers, the studio filled with joy. Have you ever learned the real reason behind a loved one's secret? Did it change how you felt? Share your experience below. As the sun sets, Emily stands in her studio, surrounded by family, love, and the promise of new dreams. She knows there will be challenges ahead, but with honesty and hope, they can face anything. Emily takes a deep breath, ready for this new chapter. Together, sunlight streams through the studio windows as Emily stands before a blank canvas, paintbrush in hand. She takes a deep breath, the smell of fresh paint filling the air. Brian and Sophie sit nearby, watching, their faces full of encouragement. Sophie swings her legs from a stool. "What are you going to paint, Mom?" Emily smiles, dipping her brush into bright blue. "I think I'll start with something happy. Maybe a family picnic." Brian grins, snapping a photo. "We'll need to make room on the calendar for your first art show." Emily laughs, her heart light. She glances at the family calendar pinned to the studio wall. It's filled with new plans: art classes, family dinners, weekend hikes, and a big red circle around Emily's art show. She paints, losing herself in the colors and shapes. For the first time in years, she feels free. The pain from secrets and distance fades, replaced by hope and trust. Brian stands, hanging a ribbon on the wall. The paintbrush and key dangle from it, catching the sunlight. Emily sees them and feels a wave of gratitude. Those little objects are more than gifts. They're reminders of forgiveness, new beginnings, and the power of honesty. Sophie brings her a glass of lemonade. "You're the best artist, Mom." Emily hugs her, smiling at Brian. "I couldn't have done this without you both." Brian squeezes her hand. "We're a team, always." Emily steps back, looking at her painting. It's not perfect, but it's full of life and love. Her voice comes in, gentle and sure. Sometimes secrets can hurt, but when the truth comes out, it can bring us closer than we ever imagined. Love is about trust, honesty, and dreaming together. If you're holding something back, talk to the people you love. You never know. Your truth might be the start of something beautiful. The camera lingers on the paintbrush and key, shining in the golden light. A symbol of trust, hope, and family. The story ends with laughter, hugs, and the promise of many more dreams to come. If Emily's story touched your heart, please give it a like and share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more real-life, emotional stories. And if you know someone who needs a reminder that honesty and trust can heal even the deepest wounds, please share this video with them. Your support means so much to us.